Russell Martin, we'll start with me if that's all right. Obviously, we're going to talk about the gesture that the players have done first.
Yep.
Repaying all the fans for their trip to Swansea, or the tickets. Whose idea was that to do?
To be honest, it was just something brought up in conversation. I can't remember who even brought it up. It's been done before by certain clubs. We had a discussion, but it's come from the players. We had a discussion on Monday after the game Saturday. Wasn't good enough. We were a bit embarrassed, to be honest, with the performance. It's happened too often away from home this season. So it was genuinely just a statement, a gesture, just to repay the fans that travelled all that way. And there's nothing cynical or underhand about it. We just felt that we're going to need those fans for the next 6 games, and we felt maybe doing that would help them to get down to Fulham and support us there. So yeah, we decided on it. Hopefully people see it for what it is. I'm sure you're waving at me. I'm sure you know there'll be a few cynics who try and work out what it's for, but that's all it is, a genuine gesture from the players. Not an apology per se, but it wasn't good enough on Saturday, and we knew that. And our fans are brilliant in terms of the travel that they do away from home and away from here. So yeah, we felt we just wanted to give them some help, and because we'll need them in a couple of weeks down at Fulham and then further on up at Old Trafford and stuff. So yeah.
Did you speak to the manager about it as well?
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, once we spoke between players, I had to go and see the gaffer, and he felt it'd be a good gesture. So obviously, he had to clear it with the board and the chief executive, and I think they all agreed that it would be a good one from the players. And so yeah, we were pleased that they've said okay, and it's done. Hopefully, people, like I said, people see it for what it is, and we move on, and everyone gets behind us for the next few games.
Was it really just for the Swansea performance, or was it?
We can't go and do it for every away performance we see. But like I said, there's been too many of them where we've just got beat too easy, really. And people can say it doesn't hurt us enough or whatever it does. I'll tell you it does. In that dressing room, it really does. And like I said, you feel embarrassed after a defeat like that, and especially with so much riding on it. And like I said, we've not been good enough away from home for a long period of time. If we had a remedy for it, we would have sorted it out a while ago, but we haven't. We need to now, coming into the last 6 games of the season. But our home form's been brilliant. We need to concentrate on that, and like I said, we appreciate the backing we get from the fans all over the country, and hopefully that will continue, and for another big game in a couple of weeks. But first we've got to get West Brom out of the way and make sure we pick up 3 big points.
Yeah, I was going to say West Brom on Saturday. I'm guessing you would say that a lot of fans have said to me that they'd rather have the 3 points than the 20 quid back from Saturday. I'm guessing.
Well, maybe we'll give them both. Yeah, that's the plan.
You want to give them both
that's the plan. Yeah, ultimately, the way we repay their faith and their loyalty and their support is by winning games and staying in this league, and that's the aim. Like I said, that was a gesture that hopefully will be forgotten about come the end of the season, because it will be irrelevant and we'll be where we want to be. And we're still looking up. We haven't been involved in that, in that bottom 3 or 4, even 5 teams for the whole of the season. So our aim is to finish top of that mini league in that 10 teams who have all found it extremely tough this season, consistency-wise. And our home form's been right up there, and if we carry that on, and I don't see why we can't, then we'll be okay.
I was going to say the home form's been pretty good for Norwich. Are you worried that run may come to an end at the wrong time?
No, not at all. No, because I feel at home that I think teams know they're in for a game when they come here. I don't think teams enjoy coming here, and we've created that over the last few seasons. And I think whoever we play against, regardless of where they are in the league, top or bottom, we go out and we expect to win. Simple as that. In front of our fans, we go out and expect to dictate the tempo and dictate the way we want to play. And yeah, we need to do that more often away from home, really. So, but yeah, at home, I fancy us against anyone, and the lads do, and that's the confidence thing. And we've got that confidence at home, and I think we've not conceded goal in open play for however long. That's going to come to an end at some point, I'm sure. But for us, we know we've got goals in us, and like I said, if we dominate teams and keep the ball more than them, a bit more possession and stuff, then we really fancy our chances.
I'm sure you've seen what's been going on at West Brom. What's your take on that? It seems to be they're fighting in the dressing rooms reportedly and things like that. Is that a good thing for Norwich, or does it show they really care?
I don't know. Like I've just said in an interview out there, for me, this stuff happens in dressing rooms. I'm not sure physical fights happen all the time, but that's where it should be. Things should be said, and then it should be left there and moved on, and it should probably stay in the dressing room. But people do care, and ultimately, as a professional footballer, you want to stay in the Premier League. It's as simple as that. And you've got lads who've worked extremely hard to be there and want to play there, and sometimes tension gets the better of you. But I don't know what's happened in their dressing room, so I can't comment on it at all. But who knows what effect it will have on their team? I don't know. But obviously people care. I know in our dressing room we've got a real set of players who really, really care individually about their careers and what this club does as well, because it means a lot to everyone in this city keeping us in the Premier League. And like I said, we're looking upwards and moving onwards and stick together and we'll be fine.
One thing our commentary team noticed last week at Swansea was after the second goal, Sebastian Basson and Ricky Van Wolfswinkel perhaps had a few words, and Sebastian Basson seemed to be sort of shushing him. Is that something that's a bit
happens every? You watch any goal that's conceded, you'll see it in any team, in any league, in this country and any other country. So I don't see it as a big problem. Like I said, you'd rather it happened in the dressing room when people can say their piece. If someone really has to vent on the pitch, then fine. I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't know. You'd have to ask them to. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. But like I said, you'd rather it stayed in the dressing room. But bickering on the pitch and stuff, I don't. As long as it doesn't have an adverse effect on your game and affect it in a negative way, then me and Snoz are at each other all the time. So it's you demand things from each other, and it should be. For me, it should be like that in training. You demand things from player next to you. You want to reach certain standards, and we didn't do that on Saturday. So if anyone wants to have a pop at anyone else, you prefer it to be in the dressing room, but no one can argue, because to a man we weren't good enough. So it's as simple as that. And if people feel like they've got something to say, then I think it's best said rather than going off in ones and twos and talking about it and whispering about it. Let's have it out in the open and let's discuss it. And that's what we did after Saturday, and I think it was a good discussion, and we move on, and it's been a good sharp week of training, and we look forward to Saturday.
And you obviously think the players are good enough to stay up. What about the mental side of things, Russell? Is it because doing it on the pitch is a different thing to sort of doing it in the mind, if you see what I mean? How do you think
I think the mental side of the game, especially at this level, is more important than ability. It comes into good quote I hear is performance is 80% attitude, 20% ability, and I argued that for a long time with a person that I speak to myself, and now I totally agree with it. And if anything, I tend to feel probably strongly that attitude counts even more than that. So ability-wise, not much difference between the 10 teams down there for sure and the teams above that, in my opinion. It's the way you approach a game, the way you look at a game. Mentally, we haven't been strong enough away from home. At home, mentally, we're a totally different team, and that's probably the only difference, 'cause it's the same set of players that go out there onto the pitch. So mentally, you've got a strong group of lads in there, because I think every time a question's asked of the boys as a team, the character, the ability, whatever, the ability's not a question for me. We've proved it the last 2 or 3 years. So it's down to mental toughness now, and we've done it last year. And if we can get anywhere near the level of the performance against West Brom last year, when apparently the pressure was, the highest it's been, then we'll be fine.
Yeah, that is important, because there's as much pressure, if not more, on West Brom as there is Norwich as well.
Yeah, pressure's what you bring on yourself, I guess, as a team and a club. Obviously there's external pressure that you get from media and fans and the like, and we're aware of that. But at the same time, I don't think you can let it affect you. And we want to be in this league next season. We want to improve as players and a club, and it's been frustratingly inconsistent season. So it's up to us to make sure we end that in a really positive way. And like I said, we've not looked over our shoulder all season. We won't do that now. You start fearing and looking at other results, and if buts and maybes, then it starts to get a little bit confusing. And like I said, I think you play your best football mentally when you don't have to think. It sounds stupid, but where your concentration, you're in that zone, and you play instinct football. And at home we tend to do that, and we just play and we enjoy it, and we have a real tempo, and that's going to be important between now and the end of the season.
And just a final word, Pepe Mel's come in at West Brom, and there's mixed reviews, let's say, about him, what the players are saying, and various other things. Norwich City start with Chris Hughton. I'm guessing you'd say that's the best choice possible.
Yeah, I think consistency in any. I think there's been quite a few in the Premier League this year, changes that have been made and not really made a difference. So I think consistency for us as a football club has been a big part of it for the last 2 or 3 years. We're stable. I've said it before, we're really stable as a football club. The board don't make any rash decisions, and we'll repay that faith come the end of the season. We'll show that was the right way to go, and I don't know what's going to happen with who will go down. It won't be us, I'm sure of that, but whoever does, maybe you'll see that maybe change halfway through a season or so early on doesn't always quite work out how it's planned.
Ross, just a quickie on the refunds, excuse me. Do you know how many players are going to be chipping in?
Everyone. Yeah.
Everyone in the squad?
Yep. Everyone.
And do you know everybody?
We win or lose as a squad. We're a squad. It's you could say it'd be the 11 players that played then, but like I said, it's not just about the Swansea game. It's about not being good enough away from home for a long time, really now, and it's been disappointing, and the boys are hurting about it. So we stay in the league as a squad, we lose as a squad. It's not just the 11 players. It's a squad game these days. It's not just about the 11 players that step on the pitch. So everyone, to a man, has agreed, and it was unanimous that it will come out of everyone's pocket.
And have you really worked out how much this is going to cost?
Yeah, the club will have to do that. So that once it comes out of the wages in a few weeks, I'm sure a few of the lads might raise a few eyebrows. But like I said, it's done, and hopefully people see it for what it is.
Yeah, and that's the point you'd probably like to put across, because there'll be cynics that will probably try and look at it.
Yeah, people might say, why didn't we do it for the Man City game? Why didn't we do it for this game? But it's an accumulation, and that was for us, that's a final straw, and almost it'll be like, that puts an end to it, and we're not going to have another one like that. And so it's a psychological thing as well, for us as well as the fans. And like I said, we need those fans for the rest of the season, and we appreciate the effort that they make, and hopefully they not appreciate, but hopefully they see it for how it's meant. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
don't take it the wrong way.
To put it into that context, I mean, we talk about the fans a lot and ask you what they mean, but if you were talking to a fan that's a bit upset at the fact that they went all the way to Swansea,
I've spoken to a few,
appreciative of the refund, how important they are. I mean, especially away from home.
Yeah, massive for us. We've got this club's a bit different to a few in this league. I feel that the relationship between the fans and players is different, and it's closer than many clubs. There's not many clubs in the Premier League where we walk out after a game and the fans can just have access to the boys. So that as we're walking to their cars, we speak with the fans, and it's just little things like that. Open days and stuff like that around the city. It's not the biggest city, so you're bumping into fans constantly. I don't think you get that in a lot of places, and it's definitely, I think it's a special relationship, because you don't get that often in football, especially at this level. So we just want to emphasise that and how good they've been for us, and we're going to need them to be exactly the same come there, because they've backed us, home and away, and been brilliant. So in what's been an up and down season, it's not, come the end of the season, hopefully we'll look back at it and say it's job done, and we look to progress again, and I'm sure that'll be the case.
And that closeness obviously makes you accountable, doesn't it? Because
yeah, it hurts you more, of course. Yeah, exactly. Everyone that plays for this team lives in this city. It's not like other clubs where you can travel and you may be withdrawn from it a little bit. Everyone's here. You live it every day, and even if you walk into the shops, and the lads mention it, walk into the shops, you bump into fans and bump into people, and they express their opinions sometimes, which you might not agree with all the time. But that's what makes football great. Everyone's got an opinion, and like I said, I don't think you get that in many places, especially at this level. So we want to keep it like that, and that's not changed. What you've got is a real good group of lads in there. It does hurt and it does affect them, and in the same time, when we're winning and doing great, they love the adulation and the praise that they get from everyone. So we want that more than the other stuff.
Thank you.
Ross, where does the issues have to be then? Because the manager takes a lot of flack, but are you trying to put across a point of view that is actually the players who shoulder responsibility? Because obviously,
we step over the line.
The manager doesn't say go out there and get beat 3-0 by Swansea.
Yeah, no, we set up all week to stick to a game plan, and we go 1-0 down. All of a sudden, it's just, I think there's too much uncertainty for us as a group of players. We're not sure how to quite react when that happens. So, and to go away from home and to expect to defend and keep clean sheets all the time is hard work, and we know that. And like I said, it's maybe a mentality thing that we need to address and come up with a strategy to not allow it to happen. The gaffer picks a team, and then he relies on that team to go over to the white line and do a job for him. We haven't done that enough away from home. At home, been no problem at all, and hopefully that will continue to the end of the season. But if we can nick a win or two away from home as well, it will certainly make us a lot more comfortable.
Ross, you talk about maybe not knowing how to react when you go away from home, go goal down. I mean, the accusation has been the leadership aspect, isn't it, on the pitch? I mean, what would you say about that?
Depends how you define leadership on the pitch. I think people get sucked into seeing this old come on and clapping the hands and shouting. I'm not really sure how beneficial that is. It's about talking and organising and good communication and dragging people in and around you, which is frustrating for me sometimes playing right back, because I feel that I can do that at times, but I can only influence one or two people playing in that position at that side of the pitch. Snods in front of me and maybe the centre half next to me, and that'll be it, because lads have got their own jobs to do. But we need more of it, certainly. We've got talkers in the team, we've got it, but when you're away from home and it's getting tough, and you're trying to concentrate on your own job as well as do other people's, and you need to sort your own out first. So it's hard. So where do you draw a line on it and say, like, leadership and stuff. We've got leaders in the team. Snods has been captain at Leeds. I've captained this club. I've captained Peter, but Howson's been captain. We've got leaders in the team. Seb's a captain, you know. So John Ruddy's vocal. There's no issue there for me. We just need to, like I said, demand a little bit more from each other away from home. Be a little bit more, maybe a bit more ruthless with each other, and make sure it doesn't happen again. And I'm confident it won't happen again. I know it's happened too many times, but the discussions we've had and stuff, I'm sure it won't happen again.
I mean, that's an interesting point. You're saying the gestures come out of discussions just amongst the lads. I mean, you need that organic players rather than the top down, don't you? You know, you don't.
Yeah, of course. Oh, we've been told on a number of occasions, no uncertain terms, but you need it from the players as well. You need that desire to change it from the players. Otherwise, it all falls down. And you need to have that conversation, the dialogue between players. Otherwise, it becomes cliquey and maybe, like I said, you go off in little groups and talk about it. But no, let's have it face to face and let's say how you feel and let's have it open. Let's be men, let's be adult about it, and let's discuss it and let's sort it out. And that's the way this club's been for the last 2 or 3 years, because we've got good characters who care in the dressing room. And I think if you didn't have that, maybe you wouldn't be able to have that conversation and get what you get out of it. Because I think it's all positive, and unfortunately you don't want to be having those conversations. You want to come in on a Monday, everyone flying high and banter's flying about, but sometimes it needs to happen. And we've called, without the manager's called us in for meetings and stuff, but on a couple of occasions we've sat down just as players and said, right, let's get together and let's see what's happening. We've always bounced back extremely well, and that's a characteristic of the team which you can't argue. We've always, whenever questions are asked, we've always bounced back well, and that's the plan on Saturday, and I'm sure we'll do it.
Looking at the West Brom game last season,
yeah.
Can you take a lot of positives?
Yeah, it was the best performance last season in my opinion. That and West Man City away, the last 2 games, I felt we were brilliant. We played with no fear at all. We play with total confidence and conviction in what we do, and we spoke about that, having conviction and belief in what we do and how we play, and we'll do that on Saturday. We'll come out and we'll start well, hopefully, like we did against Sunderland. But if we get anywhere near the level of performance we did against them last year, then we're confident we'll get 3 points.
Yeah. How would you assess the importance of this game? People are saying if you don't win it, you're going to go down. If you lose it, you're going to go down. Do you see it that way?
No. We've got 5 games after that, so I don't know how you can say that. Regardless of who the last 4 games are against at home this season, we've drawn Man City, beat Tottenham, and probably should have got more against Chelsea and Man United, in my opinion, at home. So, no, for me, that's people are entitled to their opinion. For me, the statement's not. It's irrelevant, really. We're approaching it. We're confident we'll get what we want from the game and look to the next one after that. So, if we play, like I said, the way we've been playing at home, if we carry that level of performance on and keep going from there, we'll be fine.
Going back to the West Brom round, apparently the players were actually punching each other in the dressing room. I mean, how unusual is that? Have you ever been in the dressing room?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
You have,
Yep.
yeah?
Yep.
So it does happen?
A couple of times. Not here, but yeah, I have, yeah. It does happen, and people care, and like I said, tensions sometimes boil over into something that you might not want, but a few times I've seen it, it's forgotten straight away. And you have to move on. I don't think you can hold any grudges in football. It's not personal. If you feel, like I said, me and Snods have had a good few barneys over the last few years, but we're great mates, and it's not personal in the dressing room. Whatever's said in there stays in there, and you move on. And I don't know what's happened in the dressing room, like I said, so I can't really comment, but I'm sure they would have put it to bed now and they'll crack on with it.
You don't say it's any sort of factor then in team spirit or how they might approach this game?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think they would have.
Okay.
I think they would have liked to have finished it there and then. Yeah. Be interesting to know who won. Is that us? Cheers, guys. See ya.